That night I spent my last nickel before Steve. The walk was empty by the usual carpet, advertising the usual services of night. One lives for such small favours, such rewards. One lives for what night keeps up its loose steam. Steve, I said, come down. It's quite all right. There's no one here to speak of. Just a queue, waiting to get into a show, and they'll be gone once the doors open. It's just me and you. We will be reasoned, affectionate, polite. The stars collide and break up one by one. The street is empty now. I've seen the show already, and it's fine.
I need to give you a card.
There's a decent bar in the next block. I watch the headlights glow, then vanish. There's nothing to be done. So Steve came down. It wasn't very far, and then it started raining, as it does. I felt the usual tightening in my throat. It was the same then as it ever was. It's what we were before, it's what we are. Let's talk then, you and I, as if by rote. Let us repeat the words and walk past doors as if they weren't there, and neither was the rain. These streets and bars are our familiar shores. But let's head out now, Steve. Go get your coat. Two sort of found poems. They're prose poems. They were written as two halves of a postcard. This first part is called Joke Shop, which was a collaboration by myself and some artists, one of whom found all these postcards and then blanked everything else on the postcard, a photographic postcard, except a single object. And it could be a church, it could be a house. In this one it was just the words Joke Shop, ready to buy jokes. And the first part of this poem, as I say, the first part, one side of the postcard, is absolutely full of actual joke names. You can find these joke names because that's how I found them. Essentially, both parts of this poem are poems about implicit violence and not so implicit. So, Joke Shop, the front of the postcard. Do you remember the advertisements for whoopee cushions? Do you remember jumping beans? Do you remember fart powder, itching powder, sneezing powder? Do you remember powder? Do you remember the cockroach, blue mouth, exhaust whistle, disappearing ink and foaming blood? Do you remember blood? Do you remember fun snaps, detonators and floating eyeballs? Do you remember jokes? Do you remember the rattlesnake eggs, the snake in a mustard tin, the money snatcher, the squirt ring? Do you remember love potion, mystic smoke and a bloody arm? Have you had an armful? Do you remember the ambiguities as well as the exclusions? Do you remember smells? Do you still have your eyes? Do you remember being exhausted? Do you remember your mouth? And the other side of this is a correspondence that actually took place in the web, and the book gives you the precise link to it. Three voices, a kind of narrative voice. The voice of somebody doing an inquiry about how to make a homemade bomb, and then at the end, the answer from the people that he's actually asking. My darling, when I finger your tiny bones and consider our fragility, I cannot help wondering about our future. I, sir, I want to learn about some little bombs, for only to make men scared, sound a little explosion, and also have a timer. Sir, I have been looking for these information for a long time. At the end, I found your webpage. Luckily, it is important for this bomb to be homemade. If there is a misunderstood part, I'm sorry. Regards. And I watch your eyes flicker as mine too flicker. Do you want to put a hole in a concrete wall? Cutting through steel wall? Anti-personnel, bring down an airplane in flight, put a hole in an airport runway, bring down a bridge or building, what type of bridge or building, taking out a car, truck, Humvee, tank, Do you just want to disable the car, or do you want to ensure a kill of the occupants? Where are you located, and what types of material are available there? Darling, I gently lick the stamp. I am delicate in my writing. My heart goes, boo, boo, boo.